Okay, here we go. Welcome to our second video. We are going to continue Severance Breakdown, Season 1, Episode 2, of course, now. And last episode, our first video, we went on for 2 hours. And this time, we're going to play the video, but only, wherever I have like notes for.
Sections, yeah.
Yeah. So, oops, I just closed it. Oh, here it is. Severance, Episode 2. And I'm going to bring up my notes.
I acknowledge that henceforth my access to
No,
my
don't play
memories
yet.
will be spatial.
Let's go. All right. So, second, number 15. So, real early on. What do I got here? Work memories and ascent.
Upon my ascent.
Right. We'll go back a few
I will
seconds.
be unable
actually.
to access outside recollections whilst on Lumen's severed basement floor, nor retain work memories upon my ascent.
Yep. So that's just I think a reference to the whole theme that's going on here. That here we are, Lumen is Earth, and after we're done here, and I think of our existence of us here on Earth is that we're here to work. And so I think that's why they pose Lumen as like a company that they're all going to work at. And so what she just said here is she won't be able to recall her work memories once she is done working and goes on her ascent back up to heaven. Oh, I mean, the other life.
Yeah, other dimension.
Yeah. So that's all I have there is just that, yeah, we're here on Earth to work, and when we're done, we ascend. And then I've got second, number 45. Right. And this I can switch to my laptop for. And this, I took down that, your work personage.
So your work personage will be waking in a few hours on the severed floor.
Your work personage.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did is even took down a note of a screenshot of the definition of personage. And it is just a person there. And this, of course, is a foreshadowing of what a huge percentage of this whole channel will end up being about. And that is the legal person. And on a little tiny intro to that, it's all there in the word person. You break down the word into its two words, per, meaning on behalf of or through, son, offspring or creation. So through the creation. And so it gets back to like the Roman or whatever days of performers on stage, often wearing masks. That's where like the persona started. And so they would be acting through the author's creation.
Mm-hmm.
See, the person, the man behind the mask didn't create the character, the persona. They were just animating it. It was a fake thing just in people's minds until the man takes it on and animates it. So personage. So yeah, her work personage is what he referenced there. And that's what we sign up for when we get a quote job. They want the legal person. And so that's why and that is the way it is in every first, second, even third world nation on Earth. You're always employing your person.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing something, quote, under the table. Like the table that Jesus flipped over. You're not working on that Jew money table. You're under the table? Interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else do I got here? Waking in a few hours. Oh, yeah. That's actually what he just said, right? I'll just let this say the same thing here.
So your work personage will be waking in a few hours.
Yeah, waking in a few hours, indicating the dream nature of the reality of the severed floor, the Earth experience,
Oh, true.
right? And then I've got here second number 50. That's right here. Oh yeah, and then of course, and right here also, the wall that they just walked past.
Hours on
It looks like the side of a cruise ship. Looks like the side of a ship. This does not look like a normal office building.
Yeah.
the severed floor.
And there we go. Again, it looks like the side of a cruise ship.
It does. It's almost like they're outside.
Yeah, except I think this is actually just a huge building. They're inside, and it's got this like big, basically like a rectangle, and
Yeah.
that's just how the inside is. I just couldn't help it because there's so much going on in the show related to maritime stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that gets into, I mean, that's what we're going to be talking about a lot of this series here is the signs and symbols used of
Related to that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I've got at minute 104, I'll just scroll down here. What a place.
Okay.
The elevator has a handrail at hip level if you feel dizzy.
Right. Here we go.
I love seeing the sunrise.
So Milchick, he legitimately had a stunned look on his face. Like he hadn't
Yeah.
seen this 1,000 times
Yeah.
every day of his work life here. He's probably been here for years. And
That is his God.
exactly. This is his God. And what this made me think of is, see, he really focused on the sunrise on his face. And that makes me think of this being, or rather, the phrase, the dawn of a new day. Have you heard that?
Mm-hmm. I have. Yeah.
That's because you've heard some Jordan Maxwell. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so Jordan Maxwell was like basically addicted to that phrase because it's pervasive in literature and symbolism that descends out from this beast system is how I see it. And what's really going on there is they are trying to bring about their new age, the new world order, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
in which they're completely in control, and they're seeing that as the dawn of a new day. It's the actual logo that's more generically used is like two mountains and a sun coming up between them.
Okay.
That logo is just all over the place. And so anytime I see like a sunrise or whatever in this kind of show, I think I try to, connect it to that. Oh yeah. And of course then that is Kier, Egan. And first of all, that's a very strange name. Never heard, basically I've never heard either of those names
Yeah.
in my
Same.
life. And I've heard a
Kier.
lot of, yeah, Kier. So I looked it up. So Kier means dark or little dark one.
Oh, wow.
And Egan means fiery and forceful. So you got a little dark, fiery, forceful one.
Wow.
I'm sure that's just a coincidence. I'm sure the writer just thought, how about Kier Egan completely blindly? No,
Yeah. No.
that's not what happened. they
Mm-hmm.
they knew the meaning of these words. The writer did. Yeah, well, either that or the inspiration pressure on their creative thinking mind knew the meaning of these words and they gave them those words.
Yes.
It's one of those two.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go now to 226. What do I got here? Right. Yeah, that was it. I mean, I can depend on my screenshot here. I took a screenshot of that. The screenshot is don't live to work, work to live. So this gets into the inversion
wow.
principle. You really have to think about that for a second. Don't live to work. No, I'm saying we are here to work. You know, like the whole tend the garden, man is to, that's what we're here to do, to work.
Yeah.
It's spelled out in Genesis. And that's why a lot of people that just have like very stupid like office jobs that aren't actually accomplishing anything, they're in the end gonna suffer somehow. If
Well,
they're not
because
like having other hobbies that they're actually doing something or whatever, like they're not really doing anything.
yeah,
Sorry, what were you
they're
saying?
they're working to live, just to get a pay, just to get a paycheck.
They're working to live.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and of course the most simplistic negative repercussion of that mindset is you're just not improving yourself.
Correct. Yeah.
You don't have any real skills. You haven't read anything interesting, and I don't want to talk to you. You're boring.
Yeah. And you're miserable because you hate your job.
And yeah. So you're working to live, which is this is what's saying that you should do. So I just thought, just another
Yeah.
example of the inversion principle.
Yeah.
Woe unto those who call good evil and evil good.
There you
It's
go.
it's talked about in the Bible. The evil side, the evildoers love to do that which is wrong, incorrect, objectively, according to the universe, wrong. Okay. Yeah.
That's interesting that you even caught that.
I had this full screen.
Yeah.
I was really
I didn't catch that.
staring at the screen, looking
Wow.
for little stuff. Okay, so and then I got 450.
Yeah, and then just going on that though, just signing up for this procedure in the show was like really controversial. And most people were against it, just thinking about it. But most people in our world sign up for this without even realizing that they're signing up for this, that they're just working to live. They're just in their office, they're miserable, but they've signed up for that life.
Yeah. Either way, it's a decision, at least initially.
Yeah. It's just interesting, yeah, that they're actually, those chips say that.
I couldn't believe I saw that there.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I can't believe you saw that.
And the phrase is so like seemingly innocent, but I read it like twice through. I was like, wait a second. No, that's backwards. You need to do the opposite.
Yeah. Oh, yes. The inversion of the world.
Yeah. All right. So I've got here. Right. I guess I'll play just a few seconds of this. Obviously, this is where. What's her name again? I forget.
Helly.
Helly. It's such a strange name. This is when she's trying to leave down that hallway.
You're an inquisitive one.
I don't want to be in there, do I?
I don't want to be in there, do I? And of course, in my mind, I'm thinking she's talking about Earth. She didn't want to incarnate there. Like a lot of people sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I even thought that was interesting what Ken Wheeler, the angry photographer, said. It might have been in a live stream just like yesterday, or it was something
I
within.
think he did. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was within the last 48 hours.
Yes.
Ken Wheeler was talking about how some of the greatest philosophers, I think the word he used was he said that eventually they were embarrassed that they were in a body.
Yeah.
Like they felt out of place in this place.
Mm-hmm.
that you come to the same conclusion. The philosopher, they all have the same end. The ultimate realization of all is what's the Bible's all is vanity, and that's the end of thinking. All is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, she doesn't want to be here. What did I write down? Right, the whole dialogue is a reference to our soul selves, our higher selves, our pre-incarnated spirits that God knew. not wanting to really be here, especially after we encounter it. We put the quarter in, and we hit the ground running. Da, 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 and it's like, damn, this is hard. I just died in the first level. Okay. Yeah, we're not really wanting to be here. I said on this training ground prison planet called Earth.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
well, just to go back to like her in the hallway, she had to be like coaxed again and again
3
by
times.
Milchick to accept the fact that you're doing something great here and
Yep.
to like boost her ego in a sense.
Oh yeah.
To stay and
Yep.
to force her what she knows to be like this isn't right. She had to like subdue that.
3 times.
Yeah.
She got sent back in.
Mm-hmm. Power of 3.
And oh yeah, right. So she'll go in one more time in like 10 seconds here. Right. I wrote that down. Yeah. Milchick says what you're doing is amazing, like a miracle.
Yeah.
So I thought, yeah, that could be like what you said, or it could also be it's like a miracle thing in a good sense, in that, oh, like there's this realm down there that I can go in, and so many people have said that it's like we get like an accelerated spiritual growth. You go into this hell realm called Earth, and you can learn like 1,000 years of spiritual lessons in like that. I've heard Quantum of Conscience Matt mention that.
Okay.
And he gives a lot of interesting ideas, and of course he's taking a lot of his ideas from other people too, and we all kind of are saying the same similar stuff, and I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, they're interesting thoughts when you go into the quantum. A
Mhm.
lot of different philosophies there.
Yeah, like who was the game master? In the end, will we ever meet him? Like, why did you make us with 2 arms, 2 legs? What is this all about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll
You're
play
loving
this.
that you do. Hey, when we heard you were coming here, it was like a miracle.
Like a
Yeah,
miracle.
It's amazing what you're doing.
And if there was no symbolism involved there, they wouldn't have said that. That's way over the top.
Well, yeah, and we know who she is.
I guess that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like a big deal.
No, you're right. It's more of a shadow
yeah.
reference,
Being related to
foreshadowing
the founder.
reference. It's a foreshadowing reference to that. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's gonna make that staticky sound, is why I wanted to play this when she zaps back
Okay.
in.
Yeah.
So just like the elevator, it's gonna go. Yep.
Well, this is her coming out of the elevator, right?
No, just back in. Oh,
No, they
you're
showed
right.
the elevator scene, yeah. So she's done for the day.
Right. So okay. So they skipped her going back in.
Hey, old timer.
Because we saw that like twice
One day
over in the
down.
first
Yep.
episode.
Yeah. I mistook the note then. I mean, it's just.
Mhm.
But I should mention again that, when she steps in. Actually, no, that's when she
The
comes back in the
frequency or-
elevator again. Yeah. This
Or the
again.
static, I guess you should say.
Again, this is another reference to the David Lynch. What do you call him? His
Just
fiction reality that he's created.
like in all of his work, or
Yeah, all of his
specifically in
work,
Twin
because
Peaks?
it goes back to Eraserhead and
Oh,
a
okay.
bunch of his other stuff. It's
Okay.
all got this weird static electricity linked to like demons.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, and then I've got notes on the show intro, so that must have actually come up here in a few seconds.
That's funny. I do too.
Oh, good. You can tell me. Okay, so I'll just play the show intro here. Oh wait, no. Actually, my note went straight to like most of the way through it. That's fine. That's fine. Because of, I've got a note here. Yep. At 6:06, this you're gonna see something that came out of black goo jumps into Mark's pineal gland and drives his body. That's in the intro.
Oh, this right here.
Yeah, you see him right there? That's like a soul. That's like an NPC right there. There's no one home.
Mhm.
Okay. But then, okay, so he crawls out of the black stuff
Yeah.
that came out of the coffee cup.
Mhm.
A reference to the black goo.
Yeah.
This is
He's
why
like running from it.
it's like he came out of it. So well, anyway, let me get what
But he's in red and he's running from it.
I know. He's like different. He was like caught up in it.
Yeah. Like they were trying to get him and he ran.
But he's like visually the same as all of them.
They're all in black.
Right. I mean, he's
that's
like
all
they're like
him,
a person
right?
like him, yeah.
Yeah.
And this of course gets into the whole, again, David Lynch, Twin Peaks, damn fine cup of coffee.
True, yeah.
He
I never thought about
the
it like
black
that.
goo.
But yeah.
That's a great way to drop the black goo symbolism.
Yeah.
And then bop. And now he's driving the body
Oh yeah.
straight into the center of the skull right there. That's
Mhm.
that's approximately exactly where the pineal gland is.
Mhm.
The seat of the soul, it's called commonly.
And it's like a computer just jabbed right there.
Yeah, well, yeah, and they'll jab their chip there too.
Yeah.
To like, it's all related.
They show that's kind of where they put the chip too.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep, exactly. They're dropping the chip right at the pineal gland,
Yep.
the seat of the soul. Yep. And I don't know what to make about this yet. I'll just actually, what do I got here? Yeah, this is the higher self version of Mark, the soul, coming down and sitting in the seat of the soul at the center of our brain's pineal gland. It clearly shows him as piloting the body. Right, yeah. And then earlier in the show, I don't have this totally broken down, but the multiple doors, it just reminds me of the Matrix back doors.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I just think of a mouse in a maze that we're all just to experiment on.
Despite all of my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I thought this was interesting. So Mark is coming in as his first day as the official department chief. And he's got a checklist. There it is. Yeah. And I actually, yeah, so up higher on the checklist, I thought it was interesting. It says senior refiner. And I take this as a reference to an old soul. So someone who's gone through some laps, gone through some ins and outs and back in and back out. And
you know that Milchick calls Helly like an old something when she comes out of the elevator.
You're right.
Which I thought was weird because she's not old.
I don't know when that is.
When you just
right there?
it. Yeah, when she came out of the elevator.
There's so much yeah. Wow.
When he's holding flowers.
Okay. Holy crap.
But continue, what were you saying?
Yeah, and then just a more general thought in the whole show. I haven't had this completely broken down. The whole, like, what are they doing? I think that's the most difficult thing to break down, because what the hell are they doing with those numbers, right?
Yeah.
And so, but to start breaking it down, I imagine, okay, so macro data, macro is the opposite of micro. It's just the bird's eye view, the grand scheme, perspective, the big view. So they're macro data. So the big view refinement. It could be the reference to like the knowledge of the universe. Say this, what we think of as the universe as a brain, and that's why we can quote look out and see like things that look like neurons and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
We could just be a giant learning brain, because I'm convinced that everything that's in the small is in the big. The fractal universe.
Mm-hmm.
The spiral is everything from micro to macro. At least the shape of physical reality. So I take that to be that macro data, refinement. And then the fact that we're not able to like take specific memories out, but in a way we're like contributing to the macro. We're contributing to the universe's knowledge somehow, just like us having experiences here. This is a very new age type of speak I'm doing right now. I realize this. Yeah, again, and I just wrote here, it could be a reference to the knowledge of the universe, which we could be helping to refine as we come to these realms to learn lessons. Yeah. It's a very, very stepped back perspective.
Absolutely.
Real stepped back. Like we're not even
come back to Earth, Eric.
come back to this. Yeah, we're way up, realm. Way up there perspective. And then I thought it was interesting, actually, right here on the checklist, on the next frame when he scrolls up, acknowledge the little dark, evil, forceful one.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Portrait. So the image of the beast.
Verbally or silently.
Yeah. So they don't care that they know you're doing it. They just want you to do it. So it's a psychological thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Crazy. I just thought that was, I mean, of course, all the rest of these things on here are just insane, but yeah, that's the craziest one. Yeah, the dark force trying to control this place needs our acknowledgement, is what I wrote.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of the picture in the hallway when Irving meets up with what's his name? The other guy in the other department. And he's staring at the photo on the wall, and
right.
it's a picture of Kier almost like lashing out at the people and a goat.
Like a
it's
god.
Like the weirdest.
Like some kind of titan or
And it describes the meaning of his name so perfectly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forceful.
Mm-hmm.
Dark, evil one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Didn't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
This is why Valerie's on the show with Eric and Val. Okay. And then what do we got? 7:30. As Mark is doing the items on the daily checklist, they show that everything is Lumen brand, indicating again to me that Lumen is a reference to the whole system, all of Earth. Like everything they have is Lumen.
Yeah.
There's
their coffee maker is made by Lumen.
Yep. They take their time to show that there it is. It's the only word on screen.
Coffee's Lumen.
The coffee.
Like everything.
Yep. So again, to me, it just referenced that they're in Earth. This is a world system they're in.
The house that he lives in is subsidized by Lumen.
Right. Oh yeah.
They own like everything.
Compliance handbook.
Yeah, I loved that.
Which is a thing that they have to dust every day. Everything in this place in regards to the dark force comes down to compliance.
Mm-hmm. Ding, ding, ding.
If someone's trying to get you to do something that's beneficial to them, they have to get you to comply, or it's going against free will.
Yep.
And inversely, if someone's doing something that benefits you, you're just going to accept it. Like it's obvious that you don't have to give your compliance. It's just a free stuff,
Yeah, free gift.
Yeah, but if the other way is happening and someone's trying to take advantage of you, some universal rule exists. I think it's a spiritual law.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes that no one can see, but always exists and has repercussions that are real. That compliance must be gotten.
Yeah, must be met.
Or there's going to be bad consequences for the forcer of their will on you.
I just don't think it's possible. I just don't think that they can push their power on somebody that will not comply.
Maybe not all the way.
Or consent to.
Maybe not all the way, but certainly cause you problems.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then of course I just as I've stated that I believe it is an actual spiritual law in operation, and that if the evildoers cross the line and break your free will, I think well, no, I'm gonna say I think I know the opposite is true as well. If you hold your ground on truth, you will receive crowns. They'll
Yeah.
receive their negative repercussions.
Yeah.
Ooh, mosquito.
Even worse, more.
And all right, so what do we got here? 744, do not comply, stagger. Yeah, 920. Go.
Less tense in the shoulders. Spry.
So it's 9:05.
Yeah, they stagger the entries too, so we don't meet on the outside. It's important, apparently.
So this is, I think, another reference to us being born staggered into this reality, one at a time. You could even go as crazy thinking as, hey, when we're on the outside before we get here, a whole like 100 million of us can't collude to say, hey, we're all gonna be let's all try to be born in Uganda and like take over the government there.
Yeah.
I'm just being like crazy theoretical.
Well, what I thought of when you said that was Cain and Abel being born at the same time, and one actually killed the other because they came in at the same time.
Interesting.
Just a thought. I mean, obviously, they're not twins out there killing each other today, but I'm just saying, like,
Twins, yeah.
that first event.
That is in opposition to the first, born humans here that we know of.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I guess we're not friends.
Guess not.
I don't know why she says that. It's weird.
I know, because how would they even know?
Yeah, exactly. Mark could be like, well, we can't know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Oh yeah, okay. So 9:52, I've got a clip of Dylan here.
Caricature portrait. You'll note I've accrued an embarrassment of wealth in that regard.
Okay, so this is some evidence to show that these trinkets that they're giving them, erasers, finger traps, are wealth. They're a representation of earthly things that we're collecting.
Because he's collecting a whole lot.
He's literally collecting I mean, this is all these people have. This is their only possessions.
Yeah.
And so an embarrassment of wealth in that regard.
Wow. Correct. Each one of these, finish file in the can.
Yeah. Right. Oh, and
he's working to live.
He's working to live and for the treasures of this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, for finger traps. And I took down a note that the finger traps are a hint that the treasures of this reality are traps.
And he even goes and says they're dangerous if you don't know how to use them, which is kind of odd to say because come on.
No, yeah.
That could be a reference to money.
Yeah.
It can be dangerous if you don't know how to use it.
More problems.
Yeah.
Meant to distract us from waking up to the true nature of this place. Otherwise, it's just ridiculous to give these stupid things to adults in the show. It's a lot of plot doesn't make sense. Just taken on the surface level, it's straight up stupid. If you don't see the allegory and real meaning behind these things. And then I thought this was interesting when I saw the whatever book she's looking through. They have a visual representation of the finger trap. I took a screenshot of it here. Let me make it bigger for the video. I thought, oh my God, that's almost like this. Yeah. wait a minute.
Totally is.
It's totally connected in some way. It's all I'm saying. I don't know. I can't like get in detail about it. I'm like, it's just so similar.
It could represent a trap. You're trapped in the goo. Like even his screen kind of looks goo, like the black goo coming out.
Totally. Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Yeah. Now I'm thinking about that. A lot of the Matrix. Every time they're like having the system trying to like attack Neo, it's black goo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So future Matrix breakdown coming.
Yeah.
We'll have a different take on it all these years later.
Yeah.
Not so different, but some extra things. Right. Oh, and of course, yeah, and of course in the Matrix right there, that's where Morpheus is explaining to him that the Matrix is like a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo?
Yep.
That you were convinced that was, so, and then here we are in the show, and it's all, of course, a dream allegory for this life.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got here the Lumen logo itself is another representation of Earth. So Lumen,
Yeah.
you could just put Earth there, and people would think that, oh, it's just some visual representation of our planet.
Yep.
So it's just another hint at that. And we'll go to 1110 now. And I remember this is when Helly is working on her first file.
I'm sorry, a waffle party?
Okay, hazards on, Eager Lemur. I'm a deadlock for that this quarter, so don't get
I'm
your
at
hopes up.
1010. Here we go.
Mark,
Okay.
sorry to interrupt. I know you're training Helly. I just noticed you removed
Just
the
a
group
second here.
photos from the desk.
Yeah, we're gonna take the new ones at Helly's party today.
Oh.
Okay.
The NPC cannot process deviations from rules.
Yep.
This is the Sienna file. Now,
Sienna. I thought there's got to be something. So I looked up Sienna,
I did too.
and it's like a tan brown, like a clay color. And all that came to my mind is, well, she's just barely emerged from the brown table that she landed on. And also what did I write down? Also she's like more holding on to like a human, like a natural human, which is represented kind of as clay.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's her first file, I thought, what did I actually write down here? Oh yeah, and it even
all the
they
data
even
you
show
see falls in.
there you go. It shows 0% complete. So she's like brand new into this evil reality.
Mm-hmm.
0% Irvinged, sold out. So she's 0 complete. She's still totally human.
Yeah.
Clay, Sienna.
It's funny.
Instead of going all in on blue, the Lumen reality. Yeah.
Well,
what do you got?
and she has reddish brown hair, and it is primarily a female name in Italian, which is interesting too that they gave her that. Earlier when I was looking this up, it said something about it used to being a Roman city, which I thought was interesting because we know how the evils of Rome.
I wonder if that was like an earlier Roman city too, because this is
That's what
clearly
it
showing
said.
it as like 0%,
Yeah.
like new.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was an early Roman city.
I want to read about that because there's something else coming up
I
that's
can't find it
a
right
city
now.
reference as well,
Yeah.
and it is actually one of the files.
Yeah. I probably looked up the same thing you did.
Okay. So 1220. Let me full screen this again. 12. Here we go. What do we got? Yeah. Right. This is about her trying to understand the numbers.
Said it,
Mhm.
dumb.
Are the numbers bloody? Do they chant?
Doesn't make sense till you see it, and it takes a while to see.
Hey, Mark, I just printed out the past.
So I just thought, okay, there's something to this. Obviously, it's such a big part of the show. It's it's what they're there to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's what they're doing theoretically, like 8 hours a day or so. And I just got like a kind of a beginning of an explanation here, and it's probably, I don't know, but I kind of take it as the explanation of here. So the explanation of feeling emotions when they're looking at the numbers, I take that as like while they're doing their job, which is us living life here on Earth. Part of the experience here is to feel emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And so this could be a truth drop that our higher selves, our pre-incarnated souls, don't get to experience these emotions in that realm, or maybe in the same way. And I wrote down here, it might be something exclusive to our experience here in this life. And so that's why maybe Helly can't. They're telling her we can't explain it to you. You'll just know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my initial take on that. It's explaining our emotions in this reality. And we got a 13. Let's go here.
With your outside self for review.
And good luck getting that approved.
Yeah, they do tend to be rejected. Plus, What? Well, since this perceptual version of you only exists at Lumen, and quitting would effectively end your life. I mean,
A clear reference to the whole thing I'm talking about all the time.
Yeah.
You control alt delete yourself in this life, and you still exist in the other place. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yep, confirming the theory of Lumen being Earth, and our innies as being us here now. So what do we got? 1457, Dylan.
Been at Lumen for like 10 hours total, and I'm sorry, I don't know anything about myself.
Like
I'll
10
show you,
seconds here.
Helen.
I really don't. I guess I went home last night, but I don't know if home is a house or an apartment or if I live with a family.
I like to think my Audi lives on like a riverboat.
So Dylan, name means born of water.
Yeah.
Likes to think that he lives on a riverboat. Just more water references.
Mm-hmm.
And building up my theory that this experience of ours in this bubble toroid in the waters of heaven is equal to the Beatles' Yellow Submarine trip. And to expound on that more, the yellow of the Yellow Submarine is obviously a reference to the sun being above us, and how that's like, maybe, I'm just thinking, that's like at the edge, the border, the Yellow Submarine. Or it could be a reference to, what is it? It's called something like Baghdad glass or something like that. It's this like glass has fallen out of the sky. I think it's like a dark yellowish color. And people have said that, hey, that's the literal firmament. Someone crashed into it or broke down in pieces. It could be that's the yellow hull of this of this metaphorical submarine that we're in.
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah. And I mean, to reflect upon all the rest of the Beatles lyrics, it's clear allegory again. It's just as allegory as Severance.
Yeah.
I mean, Lucy in the sky with diamonds, Lucifer and the fellow angels in heaven. Come on. Mark points up to the surface when he says on the outside.
Audis are...
They're us.
Yeah.
On the outside.
I mean, obviously in the show that
they're in the basement.
That tracks too.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I've got 15, 20, and the timestamp. I don't have anything like. I don't have something like every 30 seconds or so. This speeds up quite a bit. 15:27. Not too far from here. It's a little too clunky to.
Equipped with something called code detectors, so messages can't be passed through.
They're like metal detectors for written symbols. Lumen original, apparently.
That's right.
Sure. Okay, well, what if
I don't think you're quite getting the game here, Helly.
Yeah, and I just have a note about the code detectors, and I alluded to it a few minutes ago, and how messages can't be passed through. I wrote our higher selves / souls aren't aren't able to bring back any specific messages or memories, and instead we are generally contributing to the refinement of this universe, the macro data, instead of directly only improving ourselves. And I wrote, yeah, so as our consciousness blasts back up our silver cords, which are the things that connect our pineal gland to above the literal higher dimensions, all specific memories are wiped. Just my theory. I've heard some people say it.
I'm just thinking of the physical versus the spiritual, and how maybe no specific notes or words can be passed through, kind of like the boardroom speaks in this. They can't really speak any messages through to another realm.
Oh wow, yeah. So the inverse.
Yeah.
So they can't communicate directly with us.
Mm-hmm.
And in the metaphoric analogy here, we
Mm-hmm.
can't possibly communicate something that we're doing with the spirit realm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, in other words, like our thoughts aren't even compatible with upper thoughts.
Which is why they need to be severed to begin with, because they go down there and they're working in the goo. Like
Right. Like we'll see.
They've completely switched to the other side. They're not both themselves anymore. They're the one side.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I've got 1806. One way to it. Things like deaths happen outside of here.
Side of here. Not here.
So it's impossible.
Being to
so they're saying it's impossible
spiritual
to
realm
die
again.
at work?
Yes.
So here's an example where the plot is retarded. Like that does not make sense on the surface level.
Mm-hmm.
That is impossible, incorrect, ludicrous to say as a part of the script.
Yeah. Except to mean that they're thinking the spiritual side of it, and there's the eternal, either, one side or the other, up or down.
Yep. Fear him which can destroy, don't fear him which can destroy body, but fear him which can destroy both body and soul.
Mm-hmm.
So
soul lives on forever is pretty much what he's saying, and that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our soul, and I've just got here, our soul can't die while on earth. We can only exit this place and experience it while we're here. Right. Yeah. And a life at Lumen is protected from such things. Yeah. Because you can't kill the soul. Because Kier is the dragon, Lucifer, Satan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just said the same thing. Yeah, this makes no sense. If reflecting upon the surface plot of the show, certainly a severed Lumen employee could die physically. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got here? Self-imprisoned, 2727. We're going quite a bit now. It's going to be jumping a lot further. 27. Oh, it's just before that. Here we go.
Know their victims. I also heard that if you're severed, you go to
two separate hells? Is that true?
Hey man, you want to benefit off forced labor?
Hey man,
that's up to you.
Forced labor. Fucking really?
Yeah.
Forced labor.
Really?
Okay, so people can just like self-imprison. Are you captive right now? No, seriously, because your past self chose to walk you down here to be an infantilizing.
Same thing with what we were just talking about earlier.
There you go. He just
Mhm.
gave the whole thing away
Yep.
of the whole series. Your past self can just put another quarter in Earth 2000 machine and go right back in
Mhm.
and choose to pick character infantilizing prick. Him, go.
Yeah.
He gave the whole thing away.
Mhm.
I didn't catch this first time I watched it. There you go. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Breakdown over. There's nothing to break down. He actually just said what the whole show is about.
Yeah.
Prick to people.
Severance is subjugation, asshole. Oh.
Okay. Oh yeah, let's get into the number one most interesting thing here. 35, 40. 35.
Oh, I've at 35, 34. I know exactly
Somewhere
what
around.
you're
Yeah,
going
I'll
for.
just play starting from here.
It'd be
Okay.
interesting to know what they're whispering there.
We could
They're-
totally break that down.
They're mumbling something.
And it's not the other people.
No.
He's hearing voices.
Yeah.
He's seeing stuff. And coincidentally, just kidding, the screen shows 33% complete.
Good catch.
And Pacoima, do you know what that is?
Uh-uh.
That is simply a neighborhood in the city of Angels, Los Angeles.
Oh.
And the black goo is an extreme short, I believe. It is a physical substance that can act as a conduit to the spirit world, specifically something the fallen angels can travel through or reside in.
Mm.
So here in one screen, we've got, he hits 33. So, has he joined the Freemasons and they're giving, no, I don't think it's that. I think this is a reference to the dragon and the third of the angels in heaven that he dragged with him down here into the earth realm. They maybe got judged or needed their souls to go somewhere, and they went into this black goo stuff.
Mm.
And I've even heard I'm like many years ago, but I'm like 20 or 30 or 40 hours into the black goo topic.
Yeah.
I've even heard that it might not be true. I'm just repeating what is interesting and what I've heard, but I've heard that even the Bush family bought large chunks of land in, where is it? It might be Puerto Rico or somewhere around there, because it had black goo spewing out of the ground. So my thinking in my mind, because I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist, so I'm thinking that, he wanted that demon power. He wanted to lock it down for himself. Probably went in there and put a bunch of it in a bowl, and he's probably trying to scry into a black mirror of black goo.
Uh-huh.
Because and that's the whole thing about Spawn, Marvel,
Mhm.
Superman, or no, sorry, Spider-Man and one of his enemies, Spawn. Well, this black goo stuff is something that comes from the heavens down to Earth. It's bringing they call it a symbiote or whatever. It's bringing an entity in it, with it. And that symbiote, it can take over a man. And then it's a vicious beast. Evil. Yeah. So too many coincidences just on one screen here. What else do I have? Right, no. I think that's it.
Well, just continuing on with black goo. There's actually been black goo like raining down on certain parts of the states, which you've heard some of.
Right.
So the first I could find was in 1994, in Oakville, Washington.
Okay.
And it's still unsolved mystery. They have no idea what it is.
Yep, I've heard about this.
But then I was looking at Dylan's file that he's about to complete, which was Tumwater, that he mentions quite a bit.
Right.
Tumwater is actually a city in Washington, just 30 miles out from
No
Oakville, Washington.
shit. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. The connection there was a little too close.
Damn.
And then also in 2016, it happened again, in Michigan. Same
Okay.
thing. People have no idea what this residue is.
Okay.
And the most recent was February of this year in eastern Las Vegas.
I remember that one specifically. I saw a guy showing it on the hood of his car.
Yeah.
And the newscaster was on the ground. He's like, "Yeah, it's on my forehead right now." He wiped it off his forehead.
Yeah. Yeah, we can actually. Let me see. Oh.
In the back of the lot, they're all over this basketball court. The big question is, what are they?
It's on his forehead.
Why are they falling from the sky?
Helicopters through here.
Marco Cervantes is at war with, well, something.
See on the floor?
Something that's been falling from somewhere.
It could also be grease, oil. I
Notice
don't
he
know.
says he's at
Here, there,
war with it.
everywhere. Thousands
We're at
of little
war.
black and brown droplets have rained on Cervantes' property consistently, he says, for the last 3 to 4 weeks.
It's very hard for me to maintain my vehicles. It's very, very difficult to be outside of my yard knowing that you can't even cook a barbecue or anything like that and you get droppings on your food.
Neighbors all refused an on-camera interview, but each and every one said they've experienced the same thing.
You know what else comes to mind there is Dr. Creep, the rapper, I think from Arizona, Phoenix maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how I pointed out to you a couple of years ago that, yeah, I think the song is actually Pandemic. Yeah, actually, live while we're talking, I'm going to play that song.
They always start with a kind of storm, like a real powerful storm. And there's always this dark, thick rain, like fresh motor oil. Storm started.
There was.
Yeah. They're talking exactly about that.
So here's freakishly someone that sounds like Trump talking. I mean, I know that's not him, but he's got the same voice.
Sounds like him.
That's Trump. He's talking about the storm coming. Okay, so, Trump's storm, whatever. I'm not a Trump worshiper, but he's playing his part in something.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can say for sure. And he's talking about black motor oil coming out of the storm. Or the sky before the storm, whatever, Too much going on here with regards to black goo. And also I've got more stuff on the black goo topic here. So I just wrote that, yeah, the black goo topic itself is huge. Whoever's listening to this video, I know it's their second video, so maybe one person in all of reality will watch this. But we're working hard as if 100 million are watching us, I hope. I mean, I hope we're working hard. So start by watching Harold Kautz. He's got something like a hour and a half, 2 hours. I've got it up right here. 2 hours, 10 minutes. He does the definitive presentation on black goo / chemtrails. Must watch. I've watched this 5 times. Infinitely interesting.
We should add that to the description below. Of
I'm
video.
not going to do that because it is such a banned topic. I mean, especially on YouTube, that I was actually going to use this to announce this Discord channel that me and Val have. No one else is there yet. Someone could be the first. But what I'm going to do is curate a bunch of research there. in dedicated categorized channels. And so obviously this will be the headline thing in the Black Goo / Chemtrails channel. So to get in that Discord, I will either have I'll have something in the description for wherever you're watching this video to be able to get an invite to our Discord chat. And it might just be sending us an email for now, or no, I think I'll try to get that website online. Yeah, there'll be something in the description of this video. And that's going to be the way we do things going forward, is all the very interesting stuff that I actually want people to watch. I am not going to ever assume that a video is going to stay live anywhere, even Odyssey. If something is absolutely amazing, I'm going to download it. I'm going to acquire it myself. So I haven't done that for this. I should download this video. I think I did years ago, but I just probably don't know what hard drive it's on. So yeah, that's that. Introducing our research, what will become basically a website in the end, maybe like a forum or something, private, not on one of these beast platforms. Discord, I imagine, is deleting people's channels already. Heard some talk about that. And yeah, right. And then I just took this one last note on the Black Goo. Again, I mentioned that it has absolutely no place in the surface plot of the show.
Correct.
No, not even close. So again, obvious allegory in your face, telling you that, hey, dummy, this show is allegory, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And going back to that, let me replay this intro because I wanted to say one more thing about it.
Sure.
Okay, so obviously we see the goo everywhere. And then this.
Yep.
So
I don't think the audio is coming through on your side, but that's
is
okay.
it not? Oh, well, we didn't need audio for that. Well, I was gonna say that back to the first video when we said Lumen recycles, and then you have that recycle bin right there, with the goo coming out of it. And I thought this could be a metaphor for recycling fallen angels back to the earth realm again and again, instead of us.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the goo, I think, represents fallen angels, like we were just discussing, that they may have, their spirits or whatever may have gone into that.
Okay. Yep.
And so, and that's what kind of takes him over on the intro. He's kind of like alluding that he's trying to get away from the goo,
Yeah.
but it kind of takes him over because he complies and consents to going and being severed into this other realm.
Yep.
So I thought that was interesting. And that side note that it's a blue bin that you use to recycle.
Oh, wow.
Hence, more blue.
Right.
In that. So
Us and Them video is a must watch. We're going to be pushing that for a long time.
Yeah.
Let me just do a real quick audio. Is my audio? Yeah, my desktop audio is working. So maybe your sound device output is not selected as that. Anyway, not a big deal. We just won't play any more audio in your machine right now. Let's get back to the notes here and my screen. What do we got? 3816. Yeah, you put it back on me here. We got it 30. Well, actually, just let me. Oh, I remember. There was one more thing related to this scene here. Watch. So first of all, Milchick, and I learned now it's Milchick and not Milchick. Milchick he's not at play here. they're just about their regular workday. But then, watch.
I'm sorry.
Irving.
Boom, look at that face. So how did he just appear?
Yeah.
Oh, and notice how he's black as night? I'm not talking anything bad about black people, but I mean, just coincidentally, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. So obviously he just, I mean, metaphorically, he just like materialized and is like, Irv, do not stop. Don't say anything. You cannot let this be known what you've just seen. So in this case, he's like the metaphorical Men in Black. He's just seen something he shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
The 55 Chevy rolls up to your door. You get the knock. Two guys in black suits and hats threaten to kill you if you talk about the gray that just materialized in your living room.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's happened to some people.
Yeah, true Men in Black.
Yeah. So.
Well, now that you're here,
yeah,
they're about to walk into the wellness center and show you that photo of Kier. So if you just fast forward a little bit.
Do you know where? Oh, we go to the greenhouse scene here. Mark is going to get Peter/Petey. Well, yeah, let's just continue over. We got 3816 is the next one. 38.
I told you, you'll understand when you see it, so just be patient.
What even are these numbers? Like, do we even know what we're supposedly cleaning?
Oh, yeah. Watch this.
My theory? The sea.
Just more
sea
stuff.
Yeah.
Which there can't be more. Every scene, I swear, is something with the ocean, with the sea.
Yeah.
Water, the blue, is everything. Visuals.
The sea.
Yeah. Think about it. Okay, if our Audis are up there
and then just
their brains, shit must have gotten pretty bad.
I think just some surface explanation.
Yeah.
3935.
But they separate us from the other departments. We don't even know how many there are.
Yep. So I think that might be a truth drop and a reference to a very tiny side reference of Jesus, how he's got many flocks. Could be that's other departments. Could be that departments equal Earth realms, yellow submarine trips, of which the Beatles say they have many friends in other submarines.
Yep.
But all just next door in the same ocean of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. I'm just thinking out loud here. And then he says, yeah, we don't even know how many there are. Or did he just say it?
But I've been reintegrated.
Yeah, I think he just said that. Don't even know how many there are. How many departments or people, yeah. Separated us. Yep. And then 42 minutes. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. Forgive me for the harm I have caused this world.
For the harm I have caused this world. None may atone for my actions but me.
None may atone for my actions but me. And I just thought that. So, yeah. So that's just another pointer that this world equals Lumen.
Yes, and the lie of the evil one is to tell us that no one can atone for us, but we all know that Christ atoned for our
Oh
sin.
my God, it's so
So,
good.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. Break room, obviously the room where they break us or try to.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. I mean, that one's obvious. But damn, Val, that was big. Dang.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got 4835 and all in Lumen's care. Oh yeah, I remember this. 48. About right here.
Bert? I've met that guy. He's a fuck. You didn't tell him.
I love Dylan.
Uh-huh.
Did you?
Bert's not a fuck, and no.
I'm asking for the safety of this department.
I'm always thinking of like who's got the funnest role.
Yeah.
In this show, it's Dylan.
Oh yeah.
I need to tell you.
That's a myth, and don't pretend you care about this department. You just want your waffle party.
Oh, beg fucking pardon. We're supposed to like the.
We're supposed to like the perks.
Yeah.
The riches of this Lumen Yellow Submarine Earth venture.
Perks, and all in Lumen's care shall revel in the bounty of the incentive spur.
Revel in the bounty.
Don't pervert a handbook passage to me.
Don't pervert a handbook. So he's quoting scripture to Irving.
Yep.
And Irving's like, don't pervert a handbook, right?
Yeah.
So we obviously us Bible reading Christians know what's going on here. This is I would have got here is don't pervert. Yeah, posing the handbook as the Bible in this reality. And it's kind of like what they're doing is how people will claim to others that we're taking the Bible out of context. Don't misuse, don't pervert the scripture.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a funny, like, obvious parallel to that. And I think that's the one more thing I've got here, 5220. Actually, when the music kicks in here.
Daydream. I fell asleep amid the flowers.
Daydream. I fell asleep beneath the flowers.
Yeah.
Daydream. Wizard of Oz. Field of Poppies.
Oh, yes.
In the dream world. Again, just perpetuating and really beating it into our skulls of what's going on with the symbolism here.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't pick that song because it sounded cool. Someone was like, those lyrics are perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you have anything else?
And then I was just going to show this. This is the picture in the wellness room.
Right.
And this is supposed to be Kier. And look at the people. One of them is a goat. It's like a goat man. And then there's other ones, and he's like lashing out at them.
Yep.
And Irving's admiring this.
Yep.
He talks highly of it. He loves this.
Yep. Can you get, is it full screens in a second? I know they like, is it after or before?
Sorry. I didn't think anybody was. That
They
piece
continue to talk
hung
about
in the
it.
perpetuity.
Yeah,
with
no
me
big
for
deal.
many years.
I mean,
know.
people
It
can,
broke
I'm sure
my
people
heart
have seen
when they
this
took it
and
down. It's
can bring it
better
up and
here.
pause it.
It's
Yeah.
calming.
That was the biggest one I could find, I think.
It's calming.
Yeah.
Macro data refinement. Are you a department head? Well,
Okay.
optics.
Yeah, I don't think we have any audio there. Well, that's it. Did you have any other general stuff that you were thinking of?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Well, the video's gone probably much longer than we should, as we're gonna have trouble reeling in. All right, thanks for listening to our second video ever, watching our second video ever, maybe. I'm very serious again about the Discord. Email or just look in the description. Wherever you see this, I'll have some way for statistically the first person out there to actually interact with us. We're trying really hard at this. Me and Valerie both are treating this as our full-time jobs because we are here to work, right? What did the phrase say?
We are not here to work to live. We're
Live to
living
work?
to work.
We're living to work. Okay, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.